Good afternoon. Taylor Hemness here from 41 Action News for Faith in KC, getting you ready for another episode coming up on Sunday morning. As you're well aware, I hope by now, after a dozen or so episodes of Faith in KC, we have spoken primarily to faith leaders, pastors, rabbis, and imam, primarily about what it's been like leading congregations or trying to give us an insight into maybe a different faith community. And that's been really successful, I think. But this week's a little bit different. I really wanted to just talk to, and the word just here doesn't mean to be derogatory in any way, but just a person. This is Susan Paynter, and a coworker of mine actually pointed her out to me as someone who has a really interesting faith journey, a background, or a walk, as some members in the faith community like to say. So I wanted to talk to her about what the pandemic has been like for her and what her faith background has been like the last few years. And I found it to be just a really wonderful conversation. So it's a different kind of change of pace, and I wanted you to hear some of what she had to say in this little preview this afternoon.
I was sort of a tourist in the church for a long time. I would attend, my husband and I would attend on Sundays, and I really enjoyed the experience, but it was just a Sunday thing. It was just what we did on Sundays. I loved the music. I loved the liturgy. I loved the sermons. Always thought-provoking. But it wasn't until, a few years ago that I really just felt this, I don't know how to describe it, a restlessness or a stirring. And it took me a while to figure out that what I was really yearning for was a closer relationship with God.
What does practicing faith look like for you now?
It's rough because, there's just something about being with people in the skin, flesh and blood. I mean, I wish you and I were sitting here over a cup of coffee in my living room instead of this. So it's been difficult, but as a community, our church has, managed to make the shift to this online life.
Some nice thoughts there from Susan as we get ready for this next episode of Faith in KC. The full conversation will be available on Sunday morning on our Facebook page, 41 Action News, where you're watching this here potentially, or on my Facebook page, Taylor Hemness KSHB. Should happen around 9 a.m. on Sunday morning. You can also listen to it in podcast form on the 41 Files. If you'll search for 41 Files wherever you find your favorite podcast. If it's easier for you to listen in the car, please feel free to do that as well. And this might be the first of many conversations more like this, where it's just a person. If you have someone in mind that you think has a really interesting background or story about their faith, it doesn't matter what the religion is or what that looks like. I'd really like to hear from you about a potential conversation with that person as well. So thanks so much for watching this, and we'll see you on Sunday morning with a full episode.